We begin with politics this morning. In just 4 days, Iowa Republicans will be the first to vote in the 2012 presidential campaign.
Yeah, it's still a tight race in the Iowa caucuses, and that means a busy weekend coming up for the candidates and those covering them. Chief political correspondent Jan Crawford is in West Des Moines, Iowa this morning. Jan, good morning.
Well, good morning, guys. That's right. As these candidates make their final push across Iowa, there's one thing that's striking. Mitt Romney is on the rise, and that alone makes this campaign very different than the one 4 years ago.
How about chicken here? All right. Well,
Mitt Romney's machine is powering through Iowa, handing out yard signs, shaking hands, and asking for votes.
You know where you're going to be caucusing this year?
Right up here.
Right close by.
Last night in Ames, Romney's bus rolled into another packed event, and he continued to fire up crowds.
I watched the president. He says, well, it could have been worse. That goes down there with let them eat cake.
He's going for a knockout blow in a state he wasn't expected to win. 4 years ago, Romney spent millions, had 52 paid staffers, and lost. This time, with only 5 full-time staff, the campaign feels he's peaking at the right moment.
There's a level of enthusiasm and excitement, I think, that's just energetic and very exciting.
The newest candidate polling in the top tier is Rick Santorum, who was boosted Thursday by big crowds and press attention for the first time this race.
Do not settle for someone who the media says they can win.
And with Santorum's rise in the polls come the first major attacks he has seen in the campaign.
He was a prolific earmarker. And as we talk about the things that are wrong with Washington, D.C., these earmarks are a great example of how the runaway spending has occurred.
Rick Perry is competing with Santorum and Michelle Bachmann for the religious conservative vote in Iowa. Bachmann continued to try to minimize the damage done to her campaign by the departure of her Iowa co-chairman Kent Sorensen, maintaining that the Ron Paul campaign bribed him away, showing reporters the call log from Sorensen on her iPhone last night.
What that reflected was the nervousness on the part of the Ron Paul campaign that they were losing steam in Iowa.
And Perry, polling in the low single digits, acknowledged his political fate might be in the hands of a higher power.
There's no outcome next Tuesday that could end this.
Well, you know, that's God's will. There might be an outcome that he decides that I wouldn't go on, but...
Is he caucusing?
I'm pretty sure he will be.
Now, another thing that's breaking Mitt Romney's way is that there hasn't been an alternative to him that's really been able to coalesce those social conservatives and build a big coalition like Mike Huckabee did 4 years ago. So, you know, guys, they say in politics, obviously it takes a good strategy, but you also need a little bit of luck, too. And so this all may be breaking Romney's way, at least for a good second place finish here on Tuesday. Rebecca, Jeff?
Yeah, it very well may be, Jen. How high and how certain are those high expectations on the Romney camp?
Well, listen, if you talk to Romney's advisors, they're still saying we will be happy with the second place finish. We didn't expect to show well here. Iowa is a very conservative state, not representative of Republican politics across the country. And so they're really still keeping those expectations low. But it's been fascinating as we've gone through the state this week and talking to voters. Voters at this point seem to be getting serious about this campaign and about these candidates and about finding a candidate who they think will beat Barack Obama. And over, the voters that I've talked to say they believe now that it may be Mitt Romney. And even though they may not agree with him on all the issues, he may be the guy to keep that, you know, the one thing that they care about most, and that's getting Obama out of the White House.
All right, CBS's Jan Crawford in West Des Moines, Iowa. Thanks so much, Jan.